Hi friends, welcome back to Ohio Tropics, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I'm going to repot my snake plant. Now this is a beautiful variegated one, and there are many varieties of snake plants. Regardless of the size or type that you have, you can use these same principles, so let's get right to it. Now this particular snake plant has been growing in a plastic nursery pot, and I just have it slipped inside of this decorative pot that has no drainage holes, and I'm going to do the same. It is much easier to repot a snake plant when you have it in a plastic nursery pot because it's so much easier to take out. Otherwise, in some cases, once the plant gets really full, you'll have to break the ceramic container that it's in order to really get it out. And I have a couple plants where I may have to do that. Take a look at this plastic nursery pot. You can see that it is a little warped, and because it's getting really tight in here, I can feel the rhizomes right here. First thing I like to do is I like to give it a little bit of a squeeze around the plastic pot. And this has been in this pot for over a year now since I purchased it. Then I like to lay the plant over on its side after I've loosened it a little bit and gently grasp the base and just pull it out. Voila. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. The snake plants have these rhizomes that travel under the surface of the soil, and then they shoot out new growth. If you've ever seen them in nature, they actually form large colonies and they spread by the rhizomes. So this definitely needs a bigger pot. You can see there's nice healthy roots, and it needs a little bit more room now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the roots a little bit. So I'm just going to gently, very gently, just loosen the sides, kind of jiggle the plant a little bit. You want to loosen these roots so that they can easily grow into the new soil in the potting mix in its new pot. Now this one is not terribly root bound, which is great, and this is easy. You don't have to go crazy, just loosen the roots a little bit at the bottom as well. You do not have to remove all of the soil. Now some of this has loosened up, that's fine. I'm actually just going to mix that up into the new potting mix. And I think this is good. Just like that. Now when choosing a new pot, you only want to go a little bit bigger than the old pot. So this was the pot that it came out of. And this is going to be the new pot. I'm just reusing this old pot. Now notice, you just want it a little bigger. So this is about a couple inches in diameter bigger than the old pot. You don't want to go too much bigger because if you have a large excess of soil, that soil is going to stay too wet for too long and potentially cause issues. And snake plants like to dry out in between waterings. So a general soil mixture I like to use is 2 parts of a cactus or succulent soil, and then 1 part pumice, which is a volcanic rock. I prefer pumice because, unlike perlite, it doesn't float to the top when you water. Mix it all up really well. So I never use succulent soil as is straight out of the bag because most of it, frankly, doesn't dry out fast enough. And so I incorporate materials like pumice in order to improve the drainage, improve the soil aeration, and it'll also help the potting mix to dry out a little bit faster. I will include a link to this pumice in the description. This is always high quality. This is 1/4 inch pumice, and I've been buying this for years. So first thing I like to do is I'll add a little bit of this mixture to the bottom of the new pot, and let's see, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to test the level of the plant. I'd say that's about pretty good. You don't want to bury it any deeper than it was. So this is actually pretty good. Once I have the vertical level at a good spot, then I'll add the potting mix all the way around. And I'm just going to keep turning it. Okay, next I'm going to give my plant a nice little watering. I already have some water in my watering can here. Let everything all drain away. Always make sure that your pots have drainage holes that your plant is growing in. Snake plants do not like to sit in water, otherwise they will rot. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to slip this inside of a decorative pot like this. Now, again, I like to plant my snake plants in flexible plastic pots so that it really makes it easier to take them out when it's time for a bigger pot. But I still want my plants to look pretty, so I'm going to slip it inside of this decorative pot here. Now, this decorative pot does not have any drainage holes, so what I do is I'll take it out to water, and then once it's watered, everything's drained away, back into this pot it goes, and I'll put it back by its window again. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.